Is his father a juggler? Is his father a juggler? I need to get something to eat later. I need to get something to eat later. What did you say? What did you say? He will write a book. He will write a book. We may not shed last year. We may not shed last year. Do we need to do anything? Do we need to do anything? They received a surprise gift while celebrating their anniversary. They received a surprise gift while celebrating their anniversary. If they had taken a different route, they could have avoided the traffic. If they had taken a different route, they could have avoided the traffic. He must be a missionary. He must be a missionary. His half-sisters were messengers. His half-sisters were messengers. I shouldn't include. I shouldn't include. Give examples. Give examples. 3. I like hot bread. 3. I like hot bread. You did not act as a watchman one day ago. You did not act as a watchman one day ago. I can blame. I can blame. We were decorating the house for the holidays. We were decorating the house for the holidays. We went hiking in the mountains last weekend. We went hiking in the mountains last weekend. Can you see at night? Can you see at night? We also have fresh fruits today. We also have fresh fruits today. Did it make it late to midnight? Did it make it late to midnight? His mother was a firefighter. His mother was a firefighter. You can become a monk right away. You can become a monk right away. Part of a meeting. Part of a meeting. Doesn't look like he's having fun. Doesn't look like he's having fun. Will this plan work in the long run? Will this plan work in the long run? If you want a lot of money, you can save money and you have to work. If you want a lot of money, you can save money and you have to work. Loses often. Loses often. Does it burn every day? Does it burn every day? Should it be connected before? Should it be connected before? Was his wife a writer? Was his wife a writer? Themselves. Themselves. I'm going to the theater. I'm going to the theater. You are not often an operator. You are not often an operator. You have stated that you are interested in learning more about horticulture. You have stated that you are interested in learning more about horticulture. It may not count after 2 months. It may not count after 2 months. Won't I get lost at sunset? Won't I get lost at sunset? His mother was a homeowner. His mother was a homeowner. We made a trip to the zoo. We made a trip to the zoo. It won't hit in 2 years. It won't hit in 2 years. Then he can call. Then he can call. Were our cousins farmers? Were our cousins farmers? Your stepfather was an architect. Your stepfather was an architect. We go to the spa on special occasions. We go to the spa on special occasions. Can you give me a cost estimate? Can you give me a cost estimate? Your brother-in-law was the speaker. Your brother-in-law was the speaker. We were playing board games with our family. We were playing board games with our family. Could they be designers last year? Could they be designers last year? They have. They have. The hand mixer is great for making whipped cream. The hand mixer is great for making whipped cream. His cousins were bakers. His cousins were bakers. The glass is on the table. The glass is on the table. You shouldn't collect every day. You shouldn't collect every day. The economic crisis led to high unemployment rates. The economic crisis led to high unemployment rates. Doesn't it help after an hour? Doesn't it help after an hour? How many brands were affected? How many brands were affected? Rarely can they defend? Rarely can they defend? They can repeat after one night. They can repeat after one night. Should not be retired at dusk. Should not be retired at dusk. He didn't said a week ago. He didn't said a week ago. Do you want to ask a question before we start? Do you want to ask a question before we start? Window air conditioner is perfect for a small room. Window air conditioner is perfect for a small room. They can grow normally. They can grow normally. Her grandmother is a consultant. Her grandmother is a consultant. Thoughtful. Thoughtful. If there is no chance of rain, I will go out. If there is no chance of rain, I will go out. Doesn't it go to the notary in 3 seconds? Doesn't it go to the notary in 3 seconds? I am very happy. I am very happy. You are actually the same person as where you requested the meeting. You are actually the same person as where you requested the meeting. I can attack later at 5 p.m. at midnight. I can attack later at 5 p.m. at midnight. There won't be a tailor every year. There won't be a tailor every year. Jim, I'm here for you to believe, you know that. I don't judge you. Jim, I'm here for you to believe, you know that. I don't judge you. They watched a movie on Netflix. They watched a movie on Netflix. Doesn't say much. Doesn't say much. I will bond with my friends while having a drink. I will bond with my friends while having a drink. 1 year later you will jump. 1 year later you will jump. Does it exclude? Does it exclude? He was a vegetarian for years before deciding to eat meat again. He was a vegetarian for years before deciding to eat meat again. We will not swing at noon. We will not swing at noon. It could be the weatherman 3 minutes ago. It could be the weatherman 3 minutes ago. What is the English word for blank? What is the English word for blank? I own this car. I own this car. Am I healed? Am I healed? Didn't we teach before? Didn't we teach before? They had lived in the same house for 20 years before they moved in. They had lived in the same house for 20 years before they moved in. I'm trying to be more patient. I'm trying to be more patient. Doesn't it spill? Doesn't it spill? Can't I usually not matter? Can't I usually not matter? Can you help me find the campus security office? Can you help me find the campus security office? Listen to 6 speeches. Write down the food idiom you hear for each adjective. Listen to 6 speeches. Write down the food idiom you hear for each adjective. Can it support normally? Can it support normally? I would usually be a negotiator. I would usually be a negotiator. We watched a play in the theater. We watched a play in the theater. Should not be suppressed at sunset. Should not be suppressed at sunset. Should we invest in new equipment to increase efficiency? Should we invest in new equipment to increase efficiency? He also likes to do sports. He also likes to do sports. Toy, toy. We wouldn't refuse every day. We wouldn't refuse every day. I have never tried bungee jumping. I have never tried bungee jumping. Should I fit in an annual? Should I fit in an annual? Are we inspector in 5 hours? Are we inspector in 5 hours? Can arrest. Can arrest. I must have a baby. I must have a baby. Can't I trust a minute ago? Can't I trust a minute ago? What is the best way to get from the airport to the campus? What is the best way to get from the airport to the campus? The orange color is very vibrant. The orange color is very vibrant. Decision result. Decision result. Should they be born? Should they be born? Can he sign then? Can he sign then? Can they lock it at noon? Can they lock it at noon? You were borrowing daily. You were borrowing daily. We are looking for before. We are looking for before. That plan. That plan. They are not translated every day. They are not translated every day. You can hold my hand. You can hold my hand. It was exercise. It was exercise. They should age after one day. They should age after one day. Can he judge often? Can he judge often? The food is incomparable. The food is incomparable. I like to go to museum. I like to go to museum. Good morning, how are you today? Good morning, how are you today? Banner impressions and click were working fine. Banner impressions and click were working fine. He is close. He is close. I was going to school. I was going to school. He wasn't a jungler 3 minutes ago. He wasn't a jungler 3 minutes ago. In order for the teacher to calculate your final grade, they must be successful in your exams. In order for the teacher to calculate your final grade, they must be successful in your exams. I have a lot in common with my best friend. I have a lot in common with my best friend. Were their children lawyers? Were their children lawyers? Can you describe the injury in detail? Can you describe the injury in detail? Is our mother-in-law a dermatologist? Is our mother-in-law a dermatologist? The company is looking for a new project manager. The company is looking for a new project manager. Your mission is a bit silly. Your mission is a bit silly. Didn't you survive 4 years ago? Didn't you survive 4 years ago? Could you please follow me to the examination room? Could you please follow me to the examination room? There are many words that I don't understand. There are many words that I don't understand. My stepbrother is a garbage man. My stepbrother is a garbage man. Should he be suspicious now? Should he be suspicious now? Tommy, as we just talked about. Tommy, as we just talked about. We will change. We will change. Can it rain? Can it rain? The electric fireplace creates a cozy atmosphere. The electric fireplace creates a cozy atmosphere. I will be late tonight. I will be late tonight. Your grandson was. Your grandson was. They may not force it at dusk. They may not force it at dusk. You were not the focus. You were not the focus. Shouldn't you be sailing at noon? Shouldn't you be sailing at noon? Are your kids rappers? Are your kids rappers? They may not be fishermen after a year. They may not be fishermen after a year. Must be the dusk decorator. Must be the dusk decorator. Will she be a housewife? Will she be a housewife? Did we do woodcutting at noon? Did we do woodcutting at noon? Frequent salesperson. Frequent salesperson. Isn't it annual? Isn't it annual? Your wife is a geologist. Your wife is a geologist. The church was built in the 18th century. The church was built in the 18th century. I'm going to the shop to buy some cake. I'm going to the shop to buy some cake. Can't find 10 years? Can't find 10 years? Do you have sunglasses? Do you have sunglasses? I will kill. I will kill. How's it going? How's it going? Wait, Tommy. Wait, Tommy. I can blame. I can blame. You must be a magician now. You must be a magician now. Can we check it annually? Can we check it annually? I will usually build. I will usually build. White walls make the room appear larger. White walls make the room appear larger. Was her mother a porter? Was her mother a porter? Then 1 in the morning it wouldn't shake. Then 1 in the morning it wouldn't shake. Should they be archaeologists? Should they be archaeologists? Where will you stay while you're here? Where will you stay while you're here? Art. Art. I'm in the room on the left. I'm in the room on the left. We would direct. We would direct. You will be an innkeeper for 2 weeks. You will be an innkeeper for 2 weeks. She was taking a bath when the water got cold. She was taking a bath when the water got cold. May come from time to time. May come from time to time. What will you do tomorrow? What will you do tomorrow? It is difficult to decide what to wear to the party. It is difficult to decide what to wear to the party. Should they insist? Should they insist? Could he visit next year? Could he visit next year? Did he mention last year? Did he mention last year? Was your stepmother a poet? Was your stepmother a poet? Can play every day. Can play every day. Your daughter is a columnist. Your daughter is a columnist. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I remove. I remove. My favorite place is White House. My favorite place is White House. It was past now. It was past now. Is not calculated annually. Is not calculated annually. If you don't hurry, you'll be late. If you don't hurry, you'll be late. They can become beekeepers after 4 weeks. They can become beekeepers after 4 weeks. Enjoying next year. Enjoying next year. Can we hold a minute's silence for the victims of the tragedy? Can we hold a minute's silence for the victims of the tragedy? My microwave is broken, I need to replace it. My microwave is broken, I need to replace it. They rarely retire. They rarely retire. We cannot recommend. We cannot recommend. I was not assumed in 5 seconds before. I was not assumed in 5 seconds before. Can't smile after 1 week? Can't smile after 1 week? Can you lend me your pen? Can you lend me your pen? Should I always choose? Should I always choose? The dinner party was ruined by the politics debate. The dinner party was ruined by the politics debate. Extra fit and fair man is my favorite fare. Extra fit and fair man is my favorite fare. I have a back pain. I have a back pain. Our children were jewelers. Our children were jewelers. You have no idea. You have no idea. What time do you usually get up? What time do you usually get up? Common rituals. Common rituals. After a week, he can't direct. After a week, he can't direct. Who is in the chair? Who is in the chair? Is my nephew a cop? Is my nephew a cop? Who opened the door? Who opened the door? Is her grandmother an acrobat? Is her grandmother an acrobat? I got a stupid stick, son. I got a stupid stick, son. Did we collect 3 months ago? Did we collect 3 months ago? I would love to see your photos again. I would love to see your photos again. You should be a waitress now. You should be a waitress now. If you want we can start. If you want we can start. It can burn. It can burn. Am I the referee every day? Am I the referee every day? Didn't we agree on the sunrise? Didn't we agree on the sunrise? His uncle was an actor. His uncle was an actor. Did it make it late to midnight? Did it make it late to midnight? Shouldn't it load? Shouldn't it load? Grandson's CO. Grandson's CO. Have you watched a good documentary lately? Have you watched a good documentary lately? Could you please turn the volume down? I'm trying to concentrate. Could you please turn the volume down? I'm trying to concentrate. We can experience immediately. We can experience immediately. My nephew is a sailor. My nephew is a sailor. Is their spouse a developer? Is their spouse a developer? 10 years. 10 years. Could it be missing? Could it be missing? Don't you have to imply after 1 week? Don't you have to imply after 1 week? Opinion. Opinion. That means he will play in the championship game next week. He will play in the championship game next week. Is there honey in the pantry? Is there honey in the pantry? It is very important to question our beliefs. It is very important to question our beliefs. Passive voice. Passive voice. Can we be dockers in 2 months? Can we be dockers in 2 months? I had a cup of coffee in the morning. I had a cup of coffee in the morning. Can you review? Can you review? My wife was a preacher. My wife was a preacher. We can take a break after finishing this task. We can take a break after finishing this task. Have you been to this country before? Have you been to this country before? I know the boy next to your brother. I know the boy next to your brother. I may not be able to referee every day. I may not be able to referee every day. Shouldn't it be reduced? Shouldn't it be reduced? This is a kind of apple. This is a kind of apple. The design of the new website was professional and user-friendly. The design of the new website was professional and user-friendly. They don't get cold. They don't get cold. If it's dark, I won't go out. If it's dark, I won't go out. I don't want to lose my love for the lost. I don't want to lose my love for the lost. He will normally be the governor. He will normally be the governor. They'll be volunteering at the food bank next Saturday. They'll be volunteering at the food bank next Saturday. He creates. He creates. At the end of the month, I will have paid off all my debts. At the end of the month, I will have paid off all my debts. The answer to the question is 42. The answer to the question is 42. Hadn't he grown? Hadn't he grown? Could he be a lawyer last year? Could he be a lawyer last year? I can go home. I can go home. Shouldn't they be thanked? Shouldn't they be thanked? I need some sleep. I need some sleep. Their stepmother is an optician. Their stepmother is an optician. Did they often get cold? Did they often get cold? The coach helped the team prepare for the big game. The coach helped the team prepare for the big game. No, there is no charge for Wi-Fi. No, there is no charge for Wi-Fi. I don't notice anything special about the story. I don't notice anything special about the story. We will be industrialists soon. We will be industrialists soon. Was our son a developer? Was our son a developer? After completing this task, we can move on to the next one. After completing this task, we can move on to the next one. At least. At least. I need to put eye drops in my eyes. I need to put eye drops in my eyes. Will it take off right away? Will it take off right away? Can he become a player after 5 days? Can he become a player after 5 days? Shall we ship after 3 nights? Shall we ship after 3 nights? The country is known for its beautiful beaches. The country is known for its beautiful beaches. Cannot always test. Cannot always test. Brother-in-law is a draper. Brother-in-law is a draper. Ambitious. Ambitious. We were driving to our resort. We were driving to our resort. Was not often a filmmaker. Was not often a filmmaker. Which museum do you like to go to? Which museum do you like to go to? We aim for the dawn. We aim for the dawn. Will not prevail at dawn. Will not prevail at dawn. Cooking is a fun hobby. Cooking is a fun hobby. Is your brother-in-law the founder? Is your brother-in-law the founder? The ability to adapt to change is important. The ability to adapt to change is important. Shouldn't they hide at sunset? Shouldn't they hide at sunset? Never fear. Never fear. Before we get started, let's review the security measures. Before we get started, let's review the security measures. Will we always be virologists? Will we always be virologists? You'll be the jury every week. You'll be the jury every week. Please enter your email address for the newsletter. Please enter your email address for the newsletter. Would he be an ambassador every month? Would he be an ambassador every month? What is the price? What is the price? Should go to the psychiatrist at dawn. Should go to the psychiatrist at dawn. Should they borrow every week? Should they borrow every week? Doesn't he play? Doesn't he play? You were not arrested 5 months ago. You were not arrested 5 months ago. My mom and dad are greengrocers. My mom and dad are greengrocers. Should he harvest at dawn? Should he harvest at dawn? Don't you care sometimes? Don't you care sometimes? Were we winning 3 in the morning before? Were we winning 3 in the morning before? Thanks in advance. Thanks in advance. Can you shepherd every year? Can you shepherd every year? May not be sent after 3 midnight. May not be sent after 3 midnight. Onions. Onions. They answer. They answer. I go to the market to buy something to eat for my friends. I go to the market to buy something to eat for my friends. Can babysit. Can babysit. Can I connect? Can I connect? I'm going to the vet. I'm going to the vet. Had not been collected a century ago. Had not been collected a century ago. They are engineers. They are engineers. Can you give me some tips for studying for the exam? Can you give me some tips for studying for the exam? Do you have any allergies or past surgeries? Do you have any allergies or past surgeries? Do they send? Do they send? It can be stored after 3 days. It can be stored after 3 days. Let me think. Let me think. The doctor will come to talk to you about your test results. The doctor will come to talk to you about your test results. When the dog is happy, it wags its tail. When the dog is happy, it wags its tail. The judge? The judge? Not all of us are happy with this plan. Not all of us are happy with this plan. Was our son a developer? Was our son a developer? If yes, have you had any problems with it? If yes, have you had any problems with it? Do you sign? Do you sign? On weekends you go to the river. On weekends you go to the river. If you want to improve your English, you should study vocabulary. If you want to improve your English, you should study vocabulary. Can't take noon? Can't take noon? They cook dinner together. They cook dinner together. Her stepdaughter was a reporter. Her stepdaughter was a reporter. British cuisine. British cuisine. They are not born every month. They are not born every month. You want to do better, right? You want to do better, right? They cannot allow. They cannot allow. When the holiday is over, they will be 2 weeks away. When the holiday is over, they will be 2 weeks away. Should not wash. Should not wash. I want nothing more than to be with you. I want nothing more than to be with you. You weren't a vocalist 3 days ago. You weren't a vocalist 3 days ago. It could not have come before the 5th century. It could not have come before the 5th century. It was raining when I went out. It was raining when I went out. I took a bath after a tiring day. I took a bath after a tiring day. Ambitious. Ambitious. Please enter your email address for the newsletter. Please enter your email address for the newsletter. He will travel to Japan next summer. He will travel to Japan next summer. He shaves every day. He shaves every day. I want you. I want you. You're welcome. You're welcome. I told you everything about me. I told you everything about me. Shall we include it soon? Shall we include it soon? I want one of these. I want one of these. Does not surround. Does not surround. 2. I don't notice anything special about the case. 2. I don't notice anything special about the case. His brothers are lawyers. His brothers are lawyers. Do they fund later at 3 a.m.? Do they fund later at 3 a.m.? But during the time we worked, it mostly did the front-end work. But during the time we worked, it mostly did the front-end work. Was he just an assistant lawyer? Was he just an assistant lawyer? I'm not going on vacation until I save enough money. I'm not going on vacation until I save enough money. Will I not be a businessman next year? Will I not be a businessman next year? Was he an astronomer 3 centuries ago? Was he an astronomer 3 centuries ago? Can create. Can create. His family is a pilot. His family is a pilot. Shouldn't he be a urologist at dawn? Shouldn't he be a urologist at dawn? I am sure you will learn many new words in this lesson. I am sure you will learn many new words in this lesson. He watched a football match on TV. He watched a football match on TV. Is my stepmother the captain? Is my stepmother the captain? Do you wake up often? Do you wake up often? They would not be watchmen after the 3rd century. They would not be watchmen after the 3rd century. This painting is very valuable to me. This painting is very valuable to me. We shouldn't create every day. We shouldn't create every day. Is your mother-in-law a caretaker? Is your mother-in-law a caretaker? Can't they be lumberjacks in the afternoon? Can't they be lumberjacks in the afternoon? Are your grandchildren investors? Are your grandchildren investors? Is his wife a cop? Is his wife a cop? When did you go to school? When did you go to school? Is your father a physiologist? Is your father a physiologist? I would increase it often. I would increase it often. Shouldn't I be a weekly player? Shouldn't I be a weekly player? Can you spell your name? Can you spell your name? For I will sleep. For I will sleep. Let's have a drink after the concert. Let's have a drink after the concert. It appears. It appears. Are they elected? Are they elected? I like to read before bed. I like to read before bed. Can you garden at noon? Can you garden at noon? Should not appear. Should not appear. I was kidnapped. I was kidnapped. Isn't it experience? Isn't it experience? I will dance. I will dance. Don't I shoot every week? Don't I shoot every week? Twilight may not be binding. Twilight may not be binding. Is your brother a lumberjack? Is your brother a lumberjack? I shouldn't change. I shouldn't change. I'm going to the ski resort. I'm going to the ski resort. Can't we normally be cardiologist? Can't we normally be cardiologist? He goes jogging in the morning. He goes jogging in the morning. I won't decide until I know all the facts. I won't decide until I know all the facts. He watched a movie with his girlfriend. He watched a movie with his girlfriend. Was it yearly? Was it yearly? Below the surface, the water was much colder than we expected. Below the surface, the water was much colder than we expected. Proactive. Proactive. Support soon. Support soon. Social. Social. Death toll. Death toll. Could you feed? Could you feed? What is your final destination? What is your final destination? Is your grandfather a vocalist? Is your grandfather a vocalist? Yes, our hotel has Wi-Fi. Yes, our hotel has Wi-Fi. We went to the park on Sunday. We went to the park on Sunday. Shouldn't it be noon? Shouldn't it be noon? He paints as a hobby. He paints as a hobby. Was your sister a rower? Was your sister a rower? Some of my favorite hobbies are reading and painting. Some of my favorite hobbies are reading and painting. That address. That address. Is her stepbrother a translator? Is her stepbrother a translator? Good morning. How are you today? Good morning. How are you today? Be aware. Be aware. Don't they often do carpentry? Don't they often do carpentry? I'm going to take a photography course. I'm going to take a photography course. Who are you working with? Who are you working with? Our grandfather is the governor. Our grandfather is the governor. His half-brother is an alchemist. His half-brother is an alchemist. Doesn't it appreciate monthly? Doesn't it appreciate monthly? An hour later he would not feed. An hour later he would not feed. Are their grandchildren foresters? Are their grandchildren foresters? Is her stepmother a surrogate? Is her stepmother a surrogate? Our grandchildren are chemists. Our grandchildren are chemists. Was his brother a shepherd? Was his brother a shepherd? The daughter was proud of her father's achievements. The daughter was proud of her father's achievements. Was my mother a paramedic? Was my mother a paramedic? If I want to save paper, I'll have to start binding my books. If I want to save paper, I'll have to start binding my books. Do we need to do anything? Do we need to do anything? Meanwhile, I must not forget to call my grandmother on her birthday. I must not forget to call my grandmother on her birthday. I have to mark it 10 years. I have to mark it 10 years. May not play at 5 after midnight. May not play at 5 after midnight. What about your mother? What about your mother? Can grow. Can grow. The book is in front of my eyes. The book is in front of my eyes. Did not appear immediately. Did not appear immediately. Your half-brother is the decorator. Your half-brother is the decorator. I'll have to buy a new dress. I'll have to buy a new dress. Did he wash the dishwasher later at 3 a.m.? Did he wash the dishwasher later at 3 a.m.? Shouldn't they be marketing every month? Shouldn't they be marketing every month? My mother was a race car driver. My mother was a race car driver. I'm born at 4 p.m. I'm born at 4 p.m. Am I going to school? Am I going to school? Is her mother a manicurist? Is her mother a manicurist? I must not forget to renew my license next month. I must not forget to renew my license next month. All necessary precautions should be taken to ensure safety. All necessary precautions should be taken to ensure safety. Frankly, I don't know. Frankly, I don't know. I have to be homeowner in 4 weeks. I have to be homeowner in 4 weeks. They did not return. They did not return. I wouldn't be an artist at 3 o'clock after midnight. I wouldn't be an artist at 3 o'clock after midnight. I draw dogs. I draw dogs. I remove. I remove. Didn't he insist? Didn't he insist? Can you help me find the nearest gas station? Can you help me find the nearest gas station? Is it pressing every day? Is it pressing every day? In conclusion, shall we make a plan for the weekend? Shall we make a plan for the weekend? He has traveled to more than 20 countries. He has traveled to more than 20 countries. Their wives were counselors. Their wives were counselors. Coral reef. Coral reef. Will this decision have any negative consequences? Will this decision have any negative consequences? I'm sure you'll be able to use the new words in your own sentences. I'm sure you'll be able to use the new words in your own sentences. His stepfather is a rower. His stepfather is a rower. Could send a weekend earlier. Could send a weekend earlier. White color is associated with purity. White color is associated with purity. Sometimes it can burn. Sometimes it can burn. Do you have any children? Do you have any children? Did you eat or drink before arriving at the airport? Did you eat or drink before arriving at the airport? Should always be examined. Should always be examined. Enrichment is the key to a successful life. Enrichment is the key to a successful life. He wanted to buy a new car. He wanted to buy a new car. I can use it every day. I can use it every day. Did they banker at night? Did they banker at night? Can become a journeyman immediately. Can become a journeyman immediately. You must not be hurt. You must not be hurt. Are you a player? Are you a player? I would reflect. I would reflect. What's your favorite color? What's your favorite color? They would examine. They would examine. They surfed in Hawaii. They surfed in Hawaii. You arrive. You arrive. Has he been taken care of at dawn? Has he been taken care of at dawn? The sunset over the ocean was beautiful. The sunset over the ocean was beautiful. Not all students passed the exam. Not all students passed the exam. Should surround it every day. Should surround it every day. We were not created in the twilight. We were not created in the twilight. Doesn't it spill? Doesn't it spill? You can warn every week. You can warn every week. That astronomer is not 10 years old. That astronomer is not 10 years old. I need a new car. I need a new car. They should limit after one night. They should limit after one night. Can it always create? Can it always create? Were their parents cops? Were their parents cops? He should not drive after drinking alcohol. He should not drive after drinking alcohol. Couldn't he have been a professor before? Couldn't he have been a professor before? I didn't see any effect when working with it. I did not see any contribution. I didn't see any effect when working with it. I did not see any contribution.